1 month ago, 72,000 people said the Clippers were the biggest threat to take down the Nuggets in the West, and it wasn't even close. Now, that confidence is shattered. What happened? Everything is falling apart at exactly the wrong time. LA may not get past the first round. You might think that's an overreaction, but it's what all the insiders are talking about. 3 problems are happening at the same time right before the playoffs. LA traded for James Harden on Halloween Day, and guys like Bill Simmons predicted it would be a disaster.
They tried to do this as late as possible at night when the most possible people were asleep because they were embarrassed by this trade, and they should be. Because they're the Clippers.
Oh, but guess what? They got their first Harden win November 17th, and for the next 80 days were the best team in basketball. A 31-8 record, better than the Boston Celtics. Number 1 offense, 11 defense, number 3 net rating. Turns out Harden fit right in. 18 points and 9 dimes a game, could go for 30 any given night. Kawhi somehow turned the clock back to 2016 when he was second in MVP voting to Steph Curry. 26.7 boards and 4 assists on better than 50-40-90. Kawhi and PG were healthy. Russ was having fun. Did you know for a brief minute they were number 1 in the West? Then everything changed. Since then, they are 15-13, dipped on offense, but cratered on D. Only teams worse are the Bulls, Raptors, and Jazz. 2 of them trying to lose games for a draft pick. What happened? Some say it's on purpose. I mean, they're all vets. They know how good they can be, so just cruise to the playoffs. But when you actually look close, there is a serious problem. Injuries have popped up and Kawhi has fallen off. But the James Harden issue is devastating. Usually waits for big games to disappoint. He started early this year. The Beard's still a great playmaker and rebounder, but he just can't score. Just watch the other day against the Nuggets. LA leads by 11, but Harden missing all kinds of shots in the fourth quarter. And because of his bad defense, Denver back in the game. So a 2-point game, and watch this. They call a foul on Aaron Gordon there, seriously? A push-off? LA got lucky. So crunch time, Harden turns the ball over. Now a 1-point game, James misses the layup. No foul called, sorry buddy. So Jokic hits the triple with under a minute to play. Here comes Denver. Got the ball back. Aaron Gordon to tie it up, but slips on the floor. More good luck for the Clippers. 12 seconds left now. Game in Harden's hands, but he bricks the dagger like he's trying to lose. So Jokic has a chance to win it. And where have we seen this before? The exact same play in Golden State. Remember that Jokic game winner? But this time, a miss. The Clippers tried to lose that game, and Harden was the biggest reason why. You might say, hey, beating Denver without Kawhi is a great thing. You're being too harsh. The Nuggets didn't have Jamal Murray, so don't get too excited. Without Kawhi, they depend on Harden, which is a disaster in big games. The NBA changed their rules mid-season. They told referees to not call foul hunting. It hurt Harden more than most. In the last 4 games, he's had 2 6-point nights. Do you know how rare that is? 5 straight years on the Rockets, 0 single-digit scoring games. Then, starts popping up with the Nets and the Sixers. 2 games, 1 game. This year, 10 games scoring single digits. If they didn't know already, you can't depend on James Harden. But no big deal with a healthy Kawhi Leonard. And how healthy is he? Dude has played 68 games. Most since 2016 when he was just 24 years old. But then the team was on the road recently and he flew back to LA with a knee issue. Big deal? No big deal? We don't know because they won't say. The Clippers are notorious for not telling the media a thing about Kawhi's injuries. It goes back to his broken relationship with the Spurs. LA is paranoid about pissing him off, so they play games. Did you know when he had a torn ACL all year, they listed him as questionable every night? Last year, he sprained a knee game 2 against the Suns. We had no idea if he was done for the playoffs. Fans were like, oh, maybe he'll come back tonight. They knew and refused to tell us. So Ty Lue, asked by a reporter this week, would Kawhi play if this was a playoff game tonight? He straight up refused to answer. For all we know, Kawhi is already done for the season. This same knee is the one that he's torn an ACL and a meniscus. The playoffs start in a few days. Now, maybe he is just resting up, but this could all end in round one. While the Clippers are slumping, the Dallas Mavericks turned up. They went from 8th place in mid-March to a solid 5 seed. It would be Clippers, Mavericks, round 3. LA won the first 2 times they met. The first was in the bubble, Luka's second season, but the last time was a movie. The Mavs won both in LA to take a 2-0 series lead. Game 3 was in Dallas. Luka on top 26-8 in the first quarter. Looked like he was going to end the Kawhi PG era, but the Clippers roared back and took 3 of the next 4 games. Took a superhero effort from Kawhi Leonard, but now Luka can't wait to get revenge. Also, the Clippers do have home court advantage as of now, but they actually have a better record on the road than at home this year. Weird. And if that happens, the offseason could be a nightmare. Kawhi signed a 3-year extension for less than the max in January. At the time, he said, hey, with the conversation I had with Paul George and James Harden about it, I think for the most part, everybody's coming back. And PG said he was excited to get a deal done. But days went by, then months, and nothing happened. Now, PG is the biggest free agent this offseason, and everyone wants him. And did you hear PG the other night with the media after another Harden no-show?
How do you feel like you can get James going more? Because one shot, yeah.
Not a coach. Next question.
Not good. Is he frustrated with Harden, with Ty Lue? I don't know, but the nightmare scenario is the Brooklyn Nets. In August 2021, Kevin Durant signed a 4-year extension. And with the best player on board, GM Sean Marks said he was confident Kyrie and Harden would follow. We all were. But they never signed, and 18 months later, the team was in ruins. The Sixers are a contender with max cap space, and reports say they want PG to pair with Joel Embiid. Other teams could sign and trade if he wants out. The only thing that actually matters is what happens these next 3 weeks. Because if LA gets bounced in the first round by Luka, who's got Kyrie Irving this time, after 5 years of Kawhi and PG, this could be their last season. But hey, maybe the backup plan is to draft Bronny James. Shams announced that he will make his NBA decision very soon, and the Clippers don't have a first round pick, but they do have a second round pick. LeBron says he wants to play with Bronny. He could stay in LA, but there are 3 other teams that are an even bigger threat to draft Bronny this summer.